Dawn over Botswana, and as the sun rises higher, the day begins for the keepers of this land. Something more ancient than the lions moves in the bush. This is the Santawani herd in the Okavango Delta, a family comprising of over 15 individuals. The day begins with a trip down to the river. Elephants use a lot of water in the region where drought can be common. They can consume up to 120 liters at a time and must drink at least every few days. All of this activity isn't always welcomed by the river's residents. Some even try to ward off the intruders, but there isn't much that can deter an elephant. Soon enough, the family begins to move off, and peace returns to the river. Unfortunately for the riverbank itself, such activity has devastating effect. This sort of destruction isn't just confined to the riverbanks. Surrounding areas are churned up into mud wallows, but this muddy hole brings relief from parasites to many besides the elephants. After a morning drink, it's time for lunch. Most of an elephant's diet is made up of grass. Each individual can eat over 100 kilograms of vegetation a day, and Botswana has the largest elephant population in Africa, and that's a lot of mouths to feed. And of course, what goes in must come out. Elephant dung is a major source of fertilizer and food for many. Numerous plants rely on elephants for seed dispersal. The dung beetle's entire life cycle depends on the elephants, as the dung makes a perfect breeding ground. If disrupted, they quickly make for cover, as they will provide a tasty snack for passing baboons. In fact, the dung is awash with insects that provide an important source of protein for many animals and birds. Of course, grass isn't always available, and trees make a good alternative. Sometimes more forceful methods are needed. Unfortunately, elephants destroy countless trees, pushing them over, ripping off bark, and destroying valuable habitat. However, this tree shaking drops seeds, leaves and fruits to within reach of smaller animals, such as the impala. Trees that have had their bark ripped off are also more prone to fire, with devastating results. All of this deforestation creates areas of grassland, providing grazing for elephant and others alike. But the loss of woodland is not one-sided. As the elephants move around dispersing seeds, they sow the plants and the forests of the future. As the evening draws in, our family continues to shape their world, as they have always done. As man's effects on them continue through loss of habitat, restrictions of movement and the ivory trade, their large population is wreaking havoc on the environment. So, as the sun sets on our herd, a new dawn rises for Botswana's elephants. A government law on culling has just been passed, and in the long term, who knows what effect this will have on these ancient gardeners.